Hello everyone, welcome to Engineered. In this video we'll be discussing about the building materials and its objective questions. So basically we'll be doing 50 questions in this sitting. So let's start this part 1. Which of the following has more fire resisting characteristics? So for this one we all know that compact sandstone has the more fire resisting characteristics, right? So quartzite has high weather resisting property. Limestone has crossing strength of 550. So further information if you need, then limestone has the crossing strength of 550 kg per centimeter square. This can be also asked in the form of MCQ. This can also be asked. Marble takes a good polish and available in different colors. Also, this is also important. Granite has the compressive strength of 70 to 130 Newton per mm square. But for this particular question, the answer is compact sandstone. The rocks which are formed due to cooling of magma at a considerable depth from Earth's surface are called. So it is asking about this considerable depth, right? So let's see. So if you see here, plutonic rocks are formed due to cooling of magma at a considerable depth from Earth's surface, right? So our answer will be plutonic rocks. Plywood has the advantage of, so options are greater tensile strength in longer direction, greater tensile strength in shorter direction, same tensile strength in all direction, none of the above. So our answer will be, let's see here. So plywood gives uniform tensile strength in all direction. Also it is important to note that plywoods are in odd numbers, right? So 3 to around 13. And odd number of piles is used so that the shrinkage stresses are symmetric about the middle ply and warping tendency is minimized. So if you see here, this figure is showing that the grains are perpendicular to each other. So the grains are if this grains is in this direction, so next grain will be in this direction. So there will be perpendicular to each other. So you may be asked about this 5 ply. So the 5 ply thickness is 5 mm to 9 mm. So these are mm. Next, plywood has the advantage of same tensile strength in all directions. Due to the attack of dry rot, the timber reduces to what? Powder. So it is due to what? They are due to fungi, right? So next, due to attack of rot, okay, the answer is reduces to powder. Excessive alumina in brick earth makes the brick. So let's see here. But a brick containing too much of alumina with insufficient sand shrinks, cracks or warps in drying and becomes very hard during burning, right? And we also need to note that alumina is the chief constituent, or it is the principal constituent of the clay, right? And silica is around 50 to 60% and alumina is 20 to 30%. And also it is important to note that the alumina renders what? Clay plastic, whereas silica renders, so silica gives the shape, right? As for S. So let's go to the next. Excess of alumina in brick earth makes so the answer is crack and warp on drying. Pick up the correct statement from the following. In stone arches, the stones are placed with their natural beds radial. In cornices, the stones are placed with their natural beds as vertical. Stone walls, in stone walls, the stones are placed with their natural bed as horizontal. So if you see here, in arches, the bedding plane should be radial and at a right angle to the face of the arch. So arches should be in radial direction, right? So in this direction, right? Can be in this direction. This is incorrect. Entering courses and cornices, the natural bed has to be kept vertical, and in walls, all stratified stones should be placed on the natural bed, that is in the same position in which they were originally deposited. The natural bed of the stones should be at right angle to the pressure. So this should be in the natural direction in which in what direction they were deposited, right? So that means horizontal direction. So you can also see here figure. In the cornices, you can see the grains are vertical, right? So the answer will be all of the above. The constituent of cement which is responsible for all the undesirable properties of cement is, so we see here tricalcium aluminate is first to react to water. and it is also responsible for initial set, whereas the initial strength is due to tricalcium silicate. Initial set is due to tricalcium aluminate. Initial strength is due to this one is easier to cement for reducing fast reacting property tricalcium aluminate, and the initial strength of cement is caused by tricalcium aluminate most undesirable properties. So our answer will be tricalcium aluminate. Inner part of a timber log surrounding the pith is called. So this pith is surrounded by what? This is hardwood, right? So answer will be hardwood. For testing compressive and tensile strength of cement, the cement mortar is usually made by mixing cement and standard sand in the proportion of, let's see. So for compressive strength, size of cube is 70.6 mm, having face area of 5000 mm square. Temperature of water in test room is 27 degree plus minus 2 degree Celsius. Cement is to sand is 1:3, and standard sand is used is inert sand. And water is P/4 plus 3%. So our answer will be 1:3. If P is the percentage of water required for normal consistency, water to be added for determination of initial setting time is, the answer is, let's see, for the initial and final setting time it is 0.85 P. For the soundness test 0.78 P. The compressive strength P/4 plus 3, and tensile strength P/5 plus 2.5. So our answer will be 0.85 P, because it is asking about the initial setting time, right? The basic purpose of retarder in concrete is, so retarder increases the setting time and thus delay the setting of the cement. So it increases what? Setting time. So this is the basic purpose of the. Since this reduce the rate of hydration, so rate of hydration is decreased, right? So more water is available, we have more water in this particular instant, so better workability is achieved, right? So it also increases workability, but this is not the first and foremost property of retarder, right? Retarders increase the compressive strength under freezing and thawing. So if some of the examples are calcium sulfate, you can call it as a gypsum, right? And sugar, starch, etc. are retarders. Also, these CaCl2 and triethanolamine are actually what? They are actually accelerators. But if they are in the excess, that is, if CaCl2 is more than 2%, they act as retarder, and if triethanolamine exceeds 0.06%, it acts as retarder. The basic purpose of retarder is, to increase the initial setting time of cement paste in concrete. Clay and silt contained in a good brick earth must be at least, let's see, a good brick earth should preferably conform to the following, these three, and the total content of clay and silt should not, as far as possible, be less than 50% by weight. So our answer will be clay and silt contained in a good brick earth must be at least 50%. Which of the following is the purest form of iron? So if you see here, wrought iron is the purest form of iron, right? It is obtained by removing impurities of cast iron, manufactured in reverberatory or purling furnace by Aston process. So to note here, if it is stated as pig iron only, then we follow this refining, purling, singling and rolling process. But the most important thing many people get confused is here, forged pig is generally used for its manufacture and can be converted directly by purling process. So if a forged pig is mentioned, the forged pig is white pig, right? So forged pig is mentioned, then it can be directly converted by purling method. So you need to take purling in case of forged pig, and if forged pig is not mentioned, you will take the all of these processes. Let's go to the next. Okay, the answer is wrought iron. If the iron ore contains clay as an impurity, the flux added during calcination is, so our answer will be limestone, right? Let's see. If the impurities be clay, limestone is added to as flux. But if the impurity is limestone itself, clay is added as flux, and if it is the impurities is quartz, limestone and argillaceous iron ores are added as flux. This is also important. These all three are important. Okay, The stressor bond in brick masonry can be used only when the thickness of the wall is, so let's see. So stressor bond is also known as what? Running bond, right? So this is the simplest repeating pattern, and it cannot make effective bonding with adjacent brick in full width brick. So if the wall is full width thick brick wall, then it will not make effective bonding with adjacent brick, so it can't be used in full width brick, so only suitable for 1/2 brick thick wall, right? So the answer will be 90 mm. The plywood has good strength along the panel only, can be split in the plane of the panel, has greater impact resistance to blows than ordinary wood, cannot be bent more easily than ordinary wood of same thickness. So if you see here, it can be easily bent to give any shape. So the first one, the last one will be wrong, right? So let's see another. It gives uniform tensile strength in all direction. So the first one here will be wrong. So this is gone, this is gone, right? So another one is, so plywood does not split easily, right? So this is also okay, this is also gone, right? So our answer will be has greater impact resistance to blows than ordinary wood. Pick up the correct statement from the following. So it is said that the phenol is carbolic acid. The phenol is either extracted from coal tar or prepared from benzene. The phenol reacts with formaldehyde to form phenol formaldehyde resin, and all of the above. If you see here, phenol is a carbolic acid. It is extracted from coal tar or prepared from benzene. When reacted with formaldehyde, it forms what? This particular resin. So the phenol formaldehyde is the thermosetting resin, right? Okay. So our answer will be what? All of the above. Advantage of clamp compared to kiln for burning bricks is that, so clamp burning takes more time than kiln burning, right? Clamp burning requires 2 to 6 months for entire operation for a batch, whereas kiln burning is about 24 hours. So this is also important in the from the point of view of objective, right? So kiln burning is about 24 hours and 15 days is required for cooling. This is also important. So you need to remember these values. 2 to 6 months for clamp burning, and for the kiln burning time is 24 hours and cooling time is 15 days. Another important point is clamp burning yields about 60% of first class bricks, whereas kiln burning yields more than 90% of first class bricks. Also, initial cost of clamp is very low as compared to kiln. So our answer will be it has less initial cost. Pick up the correct statement from the following. Solder material is an alloy which melts at a temperature above 400 degrees Celsius. Brazing is done at temperature above 600 to 1100 degrees Celsius. Brazing joint is stronger than the solder joint. All of the above. So our answer will be all of the above. During polding, molten metal is kept clear of the fuel. So this is off the fuel. Carbon is converted into carbonic acid gas. Silicon forms a slag, and all of the above. So if you see here, the molten metal kept clear of the fuel. So this is already furnace itself, right? There will not be the direct contact with the fuel. Carbon left in iron is converted into carbonic acid gas, right? And passes through the chimney. Silicon is also oxidized and removed in the form of slag through slag hole. So three things: molten metal kept clear of the fuel, carbon is converted into carbonic acid, right? Carbonic acid gas, and then silicon is oxidized and removed as slag through slag hole. So our answer will be, so before that there is another important thing, the necessity for non-sulfurous fuel such as charcoal is, there is no necessity of non-sulfurous fuel. This is also important. So our answer will be here all of the above. Early attainment of strength in rapid hardening cement is mainly due to, so let's see, rapid hardening cement has high lime content and can be obtained by increasing the C3S content, but is normally obtained from OPC clinker by finer grinding. So this is normally obtained by, we normally obtain RHC by grinding the OPC clinker finer, right? So our answer will be finer grinding. So let's see, another important thing is it attains same strength in 1 day, whereas which an ordinary cement may attain in 3 days. This is also an important point. So our answer will be final grinding. Pick up the correct statement from the following. Quicklime is obtained by burning pure limestone. Hydraulic lime is obtained by burning limestone containing a clay 5% to 30%. Poor lime is obtained by burning limestones containing impurities more than 5%. All of the above. So hydraulic lime contains small impurities of silica, alumina, iron oxide in chemical composition with calcium oxide component. It has the property to set and harden under water. So, and poor or lean lime contains more than 5% of clay impurities, because of which it takes longer time to slake than fat lime. It sets and hardens slowly as well. And in the Sing it is given as 5%, and then in the book of Dugal it is given as 7%. So all of these are correct. So our answer will be all of the above. Which of the following cements contain maximum percentage of dicalcium silicate? So let's see. So to limit the heat of hydration of low heat cement, the tricalcium aluminate component in cement is minimized. So C3A component is what? Minimized. And a high percentage of dicalcium silicate, so C2A is increased, and tricalcium aluminum ferrite is added. So less heat is usable during setting. It is most suitable for large mass concrete works. So it is used in what? Large mass concrete work such as dams, large raft foundations. So our answer will be low heat cement. Pick up the incorrect statement from the following. Hydraulic lime is generally obtained by burning conker. So this is correct, right? And hydraulic lime sets slowly as compared to fat lime. This is wrong. So hydraulic lime is generally used in lime mortar. This is also correct. So in this case the answer should be this, right? But you can find the answer as none of the above in most of the websites. And if you want to know about conker is an impure form of limestone containing about 30% of clay and sand. This is also important from the point of view of objective. You'll be asked about this conker and its percentage of clay and sand. Which of the following stresses is used for identifying the quality of structural steel? So generally we use Fe 250 or Fe 415, right? So in this case 250, these are yield stress. Generally we identify the structural quality of structural steel using yield stress. Quicklime. So quicklime generates heat when added to water. It is correct. And reacts with carbon dioxide. It is correct. And may be used for whitewashing. It is also correct. So the answer will be all of the above. If you see here, quicklime forms calcium hydroxide in contact with water, generating heat. But so it is exothermic reaction, right? But when the calcium hydroxide comes in contact with carbon dioxide present in air, it solidifies, forming calcium carbonate. So the answer will be all of the above. So putty is made with finely powdered chalk and linseed oil, used for fixing glass panes, softened by a solution of pearl ash and quicklime soaked in water. All of the above. So if you see here, glazier's putty is made with whiting, finely powdered chalk with raw linseed oil, right? And it is used in fixing glass panes, and the putty may be softened to remove the glass panes by the following mixture applied on putty. 1 pound of pearl ash is mixed with 3 pounds of quicklime slaked in water. So all of these three things are correct, right? So our answer will be all of the above. A mortar joint in masonry which is normal to the face of the wall is known as. So if you see here, joints perpendicular to the face of the wall is known as cross joint or vertical joint. So perpendicular to the face of the wall is cross joint or vertical joint. So our answer will be cross joint. So if you see here, bed joints are horizontal mortar joints upon which the masonry courses are laid. And if you see here, joints parallel to the bed of bricks or stones is known as bed joints. Bed joints is parallel to the bed of the brick, and joint perpendicular to the face of the wall is cross joint or vertical joints. And a joint which is parallel to the face of the wall is known as wall joint. So wall is parallel, and this particular cross joint is. So answer is cross joint. A volatile substance added to a paint to make its application easy and smooth is known as. So if you see here, the function of solvent is to make the paint thin so that it can be easily applied on the surface, right? So our answer will be what? Solvent. Jumper is a tool used for. So this is a jumper. This particular thing is jumper, and it is used to make the blast holes, right? So if you see here, some of the quarrying tools are in this particular thing. You can find jumper as well. So it is answer is quarrying of stones. Pick up the volcanic rock from the following: granite, dolerite, basalt, and all of the above. So granite is igneous rock, right? Igneous also, and deep-seated plutonic rock. Deep-seated plutonic rock. And dolerite is hyperbasalt rock. Hyperbasalt rock. And basalt is volcanic rock. If you see here, volcanic rock, such rocks are formed due to pouring of magma at Earth's surface, right? So basalt is an example of this type of rock. So our answer will be basalt. Sapwood consists of, if you see here, the outer annular rings between hardwood and cambium layer is known as sapwood, right? So the answer will be portion of timber between hardwood and cambium layer. Strength of cement concrete primarily depends upon, if you see here, Duff-Abraham's law. It says that for plastic mixtures using neat and clean aggregates, the strength of concrete under specified condition is governed by the net quantity of water mixed per bag of cement. So it is basically water cement ratio, right? Strength of cement concrete primarily depends upon water cement ratio. The main function of alumina in brick earth is, so let's see here. So alumina is the principal constituent of clay, right? So it makes earth plastic to enable the clay to be molded. So if it is excess, then it will shrink and crack, right, on drying. So our answer will be to impart plasticity. Cast iron. So cast iron is obtained by purifying pig iron, is manufactured in required shapes, may contain 2 to 5% of carbon with other impurities, all of the above. So if you see here in the refining process, so cast iron is obtained by purifying foundry pig iron to some extent by remelting it in cupola furnace. So refining pig iron and it is remelting in cupola furnace, right? And the molten metal is then run into molds of required shapes. Cast iron contains 2 to 5% carbon with other impurities, right? So our answer will be all of the above. Which of the following pairs gives a correct combination of the useful and harmful constituents respectively of a good brick earth, right? So you can see here silica and alkalis are the particular pair. So silica provides the shape and the strength, right, and prevents shrinkage as well. Whereas excess of silica causes what? It destroys cohesion and make it brittle and useless. Whereas alkali causes fluorescence as well as it causes the brick to melt and lose its shape as well. So the answer will be silica and alkalis. Pick up the correct statement from the following. The distinct plane of division along which stone can easily be split is called natural bed of stone. The natural bed of sedimentary rock is along the plane of stratification. The natural defined and all of the above. So if you see here, so the distinct plane of division along which stones can easily be split is known as natural bed of stone, and it is the original bed plane position occupied by the stone during its formation in sedimentary rock, and it bed in the case of igneous rock, and natural bed is not given due attention. So distinct plane of division is natural bed, and it is the plane occupied by stone during its formation in sedimentary rock, and it is difficult to trace the natural bed in the igneous rocks. So all of the above are correct. Hydroxide lime is obtained by, so hydroxide lime is obtained by burning conker, right? So conker is the most impure limestone. It occurs a few feet below the surface of the earth. It yields hydraulic lime and makes road metal when hard and free from earthy matter. Similarly, conker is impure limestone of sedimentary nature. Black conker is hard and is used as building material, whereas nodular conker is used to produce hydraulic lime. So our answer will be burning of conker. Well varnish generally consists of synthetic resin and spirit, well wax and resin, well and turpentine, spirit well and wax. So if you see here, resin, linseed well and turpentine, right? So well varnish are the what? Well varnish are the hardest and most durable varnish, right, among the varnishes. And if you see here, linseed oil is used as solvent in this type of varnish. Hard resins such as amber and copal are dissolved in linseed oil, and if the varnish is not workable, a small quantity of turpentine oil is also added. Oil varnishes dry slowly, but they form hard and durable surface. So if you see here, the answer will be resin, oil and turpentine. For testing compressive strength of cement, the size of the cube used is 70.6 mm, right, with the face area of 5000 square mm. And the temperature of water at test room should be 27 plus minus 2 degrees Celsius, and cement is to sand is 1:3, and the standard sand is Ennore sand. Also, it is worth noting that it will be asked in exam as well. So this value and this value, if you see here, the tensile strength after 3 days should be 20 kg per centimeter square, and at the 7 days it should be 25 kg per centimeter square, whereas for the compressive strength of cement mortar, for the 3 days it should be 115 kg per centimeter square, and for the 7 days it should be 175 kg per centimeter square. This is also important, it may be asked in objective directly. Next, so answer will be 70.6 mm with the face area of 5000 square meter, right? When a brick is immersed in water for 24 hours and then dried, if no gray or white spots appear on the surface, the brick is free from soluble salts. 10% surface is covered with gray or white deposits, the brick has slight efflorescence. 50% surface is covered with gray or white deposits, the brick has serious efflorescence. All of the above. So if you see here, the efflorescence is nil when the deposit of efflorescence is imperceptible, right? And it's slight when the deposit of efflorescence does not cover more than 10% of the exposed area of the brick, and it is moderate when the deposit of the efflorescence is more than 10% but less than 50% of the exposed area of the brick. So it is heavy when the deposit of efflorescence is more than 50% but the deposit do not powder or flake away the brick surface. And in the case of serious, it is when the deposits are heavy means more than 50%, and powder or flake away, so their deposits powder or flake away from the brick surface. So they are nil, slight, moderate, heavy and serious. So our answer will be all of the above. Gypsum contains, so let's see, gypsum is a hydrated sulfate of calcium with chemical composition as CaSO4.2H2O, right? And gypsum plaster by burning gypsum rock CaSO4.2H2 at 110 degrees Celsius and leaving calcined gypsum, commonly known as plaster of Paris. So plaster of Paris is formed by calcining gypsum, right? CaSO4.2H2 is plaster of Paris and CaSO4.2H2 is gypsum. So our answer will be CaSO4 and H2O. For sanitary pipes and chemical stonewares, let's see. So there are two types of transparent glazing, salt glazing and lead glazing. In the particular salt glazing, this method is useful for sanitary pipes and chemical stonewares, whereas lead glazing is used for what? Terracotta. So our glazing, use retardant in cement is, we know, gypsum. It is gypsum, right? So let's see some of the examples of retardants: calcium sulfate, gypsum and sugar. Whereas accelerators are all the sulfates except calcium sulfate, which is an accelerator, right? And alkali carbonates, calcium chloride, etc. The most commonly used retarder is gypsum. The rocks which are formed due to cooling of magma at a relatively shallow depth from the earth's surface are called, so they are called what? Hypobasal rocks, right? The examples of hypobasal rock is dolerite, right? And for the plutonic rock, the magma solidifies at considerable depth below the surface of the earth. And for the volcanic rocks, if the magma cools at the surface of the earth, right? So the example of volcanic rocks are basalt and traps. The ratio of thickness of wave to that of length of steel rolled structural beams and channel is less than 1. Non-acid resistant asbestos is chrysotile asbestos. The pressure acting on the stones in stone masonry construction should be perpendicular to the direction of bedding planes, right? We have already seen this. The natural bed of the stone should be at a right angle to the pressure so as to get maximum strength to resist crushing, right? For the arches, it should be radial, and for the stone cores and cornices, it should be vertical, and for the wall, it should be horizontal or perpendicular to the force. So our answer will be perpendicular to the direction of bedding planes. Pick up the constituent of good brick earth whose excess causes the raw bricks shrink and warp during drying and burning from the flame. So the answer will be aluminum, right? So alumina is the principal constituent of clay, and if it is in excess quantity, the bricks will shrink, crack or wrap in drying, right? So our answer will be alumina. The type of bone provided in brick masonry for carrying heavy load is, so if you see here English bond, it will be used in carrying heavy loads. Generally, if nothing is specified, then generally English bond is used. Blister steel. So if you see here, blister steel is obtained by cementation process, is full of fissures and cavities, can be easily welded, all of the above. So blister steel is obtained by adding carbon to wrought iron by cementation process. You can clearly see here, it is full of fissures and cavities, and it cannot be forged but can be welded. So if you see here, it can be easily welded, right? So it can be welded but can't be forged. Will you all of the above? Okay, that's all for now. Thank you for watching.